Good evening viewers, welcome to ShowBiz Movement. I'm your host Buba, Turay, comedian JayTee. As we all know, this is a show that brings your artist closer to you and get to know more about the artist. My guest for today is someone I'm honored to have in my studio. Trust me, he's done it well in the Sierra Leonean industry. He's a legend and he's got hit by hit. As the last week I got hit maker, today again I'll bring another hit maker in the studio. That's nobody but Innocent Kuti, all the way represent Sierra Leone music in ShowBiz Movement. Good evening, brother. Welcome to ShowBiz Movement.
Good evening, bro. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, it's my honor to have you today in the studio because it's been a long time I've been trying to track you down to come to my show, and you finally make it. I don't know what can I say. It's my honor to have you today, bro.
And I just wanted to say I'm really happy to be here too, because what you guys are doing here is splendid. It's unique.
Wow.
Should I say it's dope?
Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate, represent great and blue all the way, you know what I mean? That's what that's what I'm just trying to do, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that where we come from in music, so seeing guys like you flying Sierra Leone flag when it comes to the music and part of it is quite impressive. So I must say it's an honor for me to have you in my studio today. Okay? So the first one I want to ask you, because ShowBiz Movement get to bring the artist closer to you and get to know more about your favorite artist. I know you've done it big in Sierra Leone, and right now you're in England doing well as well when it comes to Sierra Leone, pushing Sierra Leone music as well. Congratulations for that as well. So what I want to ask you, who's Innocent? Innocent, I believe in Sierra Leone people will be thinking, when even a little child call your name, they know Innocent. But now you're in London, you're in ShowBiz Movement, so my fans would like to know more about Innocent.
Okay, thank you very much, bro. The name Innocent is actually also named in Sierra Leone, but I'm really happy to be in this podium to actually let the world know who is Innocent.
Wow.
Innocent Kuti is a musician, a producer, and a sound engineer.
Wow.
Who started recording years back, should I say decades ago.
Wow.
And I started making my very first hits like 20 years ago in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
A musician, producer, and a sound engineer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite impressive. And guess what? And you're still in the game doing it great, hit after hit in Sierra Leone up till now, and you're still in the game chasing all these new artists coming up. I think you're basically doing great. So how do you do that?
Well, the thing about life, you need to learn from your surrounding, you know what I mean? And consistency is one of my main goals. Being consistent is what I believe in. I listen to every artist. I listen to the new artists. I listen to the old artists. You know what I mean? And a blend of old and new plus what is trending is what I used to sustain.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because I know artists that I remember when I was younger in Sierra Leone, we used to listen to some certain artists there, and now you don't see them no more, but you are still in the game, and guess what? The hit's still coming, brother. You know what I mean? So you've been getting to this position, and you're in England, and you still got a massive. I remember when I was in England, December. I was following you. I can see you got a massive platform there. So how do you get to build up this fan base despite you live in England and you still maintain your fan base in Sierra Leone? How do you get to do this?
The thing is, I most of the time, when people ask me, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm a musician." And why did you actually decide to be a musician? And I come up and say, I did not decide to be a musician. Music decided that I should be a musician.
Damn.
Your music chooses me. Yeah?
That's a good one. Round of applause.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I always believe that as a musician, I'm a servant to the people. You know what I mean? I actually reach out to let to know what they wanted or what they want to hear, and I keep them updated. You know what I mean?
Wow.
When it comes to my music, I don't play. As I told you, I listen to everybody back home, and I visit there like frequently. You know what I mean? So I don't have to like lose the touch what is really playing down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm always in and out of the country. I'm always like linking with my fans. You know, they have direct access to me. You know what I mean? My Facebook, my WhatsApp, my YouTube, they have direct access to me, and I reply them by myself. I don't have like what should I say, like a PR that they have to pass through, because they'll be telling me like, Innocent, this is the type of music that is playing in Saudi. And I'm like, okay, let me listen to it. And I listen to it and I follow the trend. And when I come up with something, it's actually something that is bigger than what they were really expecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's how it works, bro.
You know, that's quite impressive. Now, because I get to understand that musicians, they come with different style, and your style is still trending, which is your way of singing is still going on well in Sierra Leone now, which is quite impressive. You know, I can say congratulations for that again as well. Now, I would like to ask you the music. That's how we're just gonna come to that music part of it. Yeah. What time did you realize that you're gonna be the hit maker in Sierra Leone? Career? What point did you get to that you know that, you know, I'm not gonna let go anymore, I'm gonna just keep pushing?
You know, and when the Bible says a man's talent maketh room for him, and I actually hang on to that word, and at the end of the day, it actually benefited me. It was in year 2000 that we did the very first song that we called Igwe. It was a hit in Sierra Leone. You know, looking at me as a very young man, and I started making my first hit 20 years ago.
No.
There were a whole lot of people that I wanted to prove wrong. There are a whole lot of people that I wanted to believe in what I believe in. I think that's what inspires me.
Oh, that's quite a good story, because the reason why you see, like when it comes to showbiz movement, we like to get to people to know more about your career and get to dig into you, because you always see Innocent releasing hit after hit, but some people might not know your story that much. You know, I mean, now we come to like the music industry in Sierra Leone. That's more important, because I feel like as a legend in the Sierra Leone industry, I have to touch that. I have to ask you the question, because I believe fans watching right now, they really want to know the music industry in Sierra Leone. Since you've been there for 20 years, what do you think has changed? Is it gone from good to bad, or better, or it gone worse? What do you think as a legendary musician? And guess what? And you're still doing it great. So what do you think?
Well, there is actually a point where when we started, there were actually no platforms like this. So technologically, I should say it is actually improved.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? When it comes to bringing the music to the people, we've got easy access now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got a very unique platform like this, and we've got WhatsApp groups. We've got YouTube, we've got all these other places that you could just go and access the music. But when we started, it was not there. And because it was not there, there is actually this word that we usually say, scarcity creates demand and demand creates value.
Wow.
It was not there. You know what, if you wanted to like listen to the Innocent song, you need to go to my show. And by then, we've got more people attending our shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the National Stadium will be packed full by us and all. But now as time goes by, they've got platforms to listen to our songs. You know what I mean? If you want to see Innocent, you just go to my Instagram, to my YouTube, you know what I mean? And you see Innocent. So most of the time, some people say, okay, let me just see Innocent on YouTube.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe I don't need to go to his show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So technology, there's actually a disadvantage and there's actually an advantage too. But as far as I'm concerned, at present, I'm here. I was not here like 20 years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got like a whole lot of different people from all over the world that are actually watching me. So for me, this is improvement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been talking about Sierra Leone music has gone up.
Yeah, so
it has improved greatly.
Because there's actually a platform for us to be recognized internationally, because we were doing it just nationally there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there is actually a platform now that we could go international, that we could collaborate with international artists, and even Afrobeats as a whole is actually topping the international trend at present.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive, and that's a good news for me because that's my mission as well. I'm trying to get Sierra Leone music up there. So I think you telling me that, I think it makes you feel better. Actually, I got a little thing I want to say to you. You know, I got a video on my WhatsApp that I put my status regarding Sierra Leone music being played in Top Man in Oxford Circus. Top shops, you know what I mean? Okay. So it was quite impressive. I was like, wow, this is kind of great, you know what I mean? So this is the kind of things that we are fighting for. Because for me personally, I don't look for an artist. I look for Sierra Leone music. Do you know what I mean? Because there's one thing we need to understand as an Africans, don't just care about the artist. Listen to the music. You know what I mean? Play the music if you like it. Whatever you want to do, just listen to it. So that's how I'm looking at it. Now I'm gonna come back to you regarding challenges in the Sierra Leone music industry. I'm not gonna say in the Sierra Leone music. I'm gonna say in the musical industry. Like you've been in the industry for a while, so I would like you to tell my viewers and your viewers right now what are the challenges you're facing in the industry and how you cope to handle it that keep you upfront up till now in this musical industry.
Okay, and one thing I want to say, I'm coming from a country where, should I say, we're open to foreigners. A Sierra Leonean likes, what should I say, a Sierra Leonean likes a foreigner the very first day he or she actually meet with him or her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All foreigners are welcomed in Sierra Leone, like our brothers and our sisters. And that's the positive part of it. And there's actually another part of it too. Coming from Sierra Leone, wherein we've been singing all this while, and Afrobeat is actually taking the scene, and we were the ones that actually started pioneering the Sierra Leone music, and it actually reaches to some point where in the tough, what should I say, it started getting more tougher, more than the way we started. You know what I mean? Yeah. The people were actually expecting so much from us. They were like, especially some certain things that happened recently. Why aren't Sierra Leonean artists on this? You know what I mean? We're just coming from a 2 million population where the internet is not 100% active like that. And they come up and say, why aren't Sierra Leonean artists are not like this? They're always identifying the problems, but they're not supporting us to solve it. You know what I mean? So as musicians, I think it's the toughest thing it's the toughest career in Sierra Leone to be a musician. You sleep and wake and you just think, maybe the song that I'm going to be releasing tomorrow is not going to be heard by the people. You know what I mean? You're always based on a probability, you know what I mean? Even though you're sure when it comes to yourself, I've done my best, I've actually played my part on this song, how I like it, the lyrics, the composition, the melodies, everything, the mix is good. And there will be somebody there on your Facebook or on your WhatsApp or on your YouTube. I think you guys need to step up. You know what I mean? That's the reality. It's actually happening all over.
Yeah, you got them people, you got them.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if you're not focused, if you don't have a destination that you're actually aiming to reach, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I've been trying all this while. Why is this guy, why is this lady coming up with this? And that breaks you if you're not strong. But if you're strong, you take it as an inspiration, you know what I mean? Yeah. You work very hard next time so that at the end of the day, you prove him wrong, her wrong. Because at the end, as a musician, you're the servant of the people. And you're going to only accomplish your mission when everybody is satisfied. In as much as everybody is not going to be satisfied. But at least if you've got 80%, I think you've actually achieved it.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. You're right. So that is one part of the challenges you're facing in the musical industry. So what about you and the DJs in Sierra Leone and here? So how do you describe them playing Sierra Leone music in the diaspora? Because back home I know they definitely play Sierra Leone music. So how can you describe that situation by you Sierra Leone artists living in the UK and you're getting this hit after hit and it's not been playing well in them clubs? So what do you want to say to the DJs as a legendary Sierra Leone musician as well?
What I actually want them to know, I know they are DJs, they are actually being paid by club owners for them to actually entertain the people that are coming in, like the customers. But what all these other Afrobeat countries like Nigeria, and all these other countries that are the pioneers of Afrobeat, what they did was they introduced their music to the world. You know, and Bible says, it says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. If they don't actually hear or they don't know about Sierra Leone music, how are they going to accept it? At times you need to like take the music to the people. Remember the other day I met you in a club. It was an East African club, and they were playing Sierra Leone music. As soon as you were there, I was at the corner and I was like looking at you. As soon as you entered the club, the first thing you did was you went to the DJ's booth and they started playing Sierra Leone music. You know what I mean? I started getting goosebumps all over my body because that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not discrediting what they're doing, but they should accept what they are. And they should actually try their very best to actually lift the banner high. Sierra Leone is our country, and if they don't, as DJs, don't play the music for the people to actually like listen to the music, how would they know that we're good or we're bad?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they need to buckle up a little bit more. There are a few that are trying, and there are a few that are not even trying. You know what I mean? We needed to like come together and see how best we're gonna lift the banner high, because that's what other countries did, and now it's Afrobeat all over. You know what I mean? Afrobeat is actually from Africa, because Africa is Afro.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they're tagging Afrobeat to Nigeria because the Nigerian DJs, they're proudly playing Afrobeat. Yeah. And because the Nigerian DJs were the ones that actually took the music to the people, they started calling Nigeria, even Nigerian music, they started calling it Afrobeat.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Every African music that has been there, the Congolese and all these other music
Afrobeat.
are now called Afrobeat. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what Sierra Leone DJs should do too.
Okay, that's good. Viewers at home watching right now, ShowBiz Movement. As I told you, week after week, we're trying to bring you closer to your favorite artist. With me here, I got Innocent Kuti that is doing well in the Sierra Leone music. And being that he's here, as I promise you guys, any artist that I bring to my show, you have to listen to their song, and it's flying Sierra Leone flag very high when it comes to music. With no time to waste, I'm gonna drop one of his song now. So I'm gonna drop in DNA by Innocent Kuti for you guys to listen, enjoy the taste and the flavor of Sierra Leone music. So before I drop the song, I think that's Righteous. So what do you want to say about this song? Just a quick one.
Okay.
Just viewers to enjoy it. After the song, then I'm going to ask you more about the song.
Yeah. When I relocated to the United Kingdom, that was the very first song that I produced. You know what I mean? I just actually produced it in my small studio. I was like trying to get up my setup by then. And it was the first one that I produced, and I was like, let me try the vibe. Let me actually try the music from UK. Let me see how best it's gonna like cut through. You know what I mean? And what actually happened was it did very well in Sierra Leone. It was a surprise. You know what I mean?
This is what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So wake up thinking,
yeah. So you
what
see?
am I gonna drop? Okay, well let's hold it for there. So we no time to waste now. We're gonna drop DNA. I hope you enjoyed that, by Innocent Kuti. So I hope you enjoy.
Innocent.
Tell Kuti.
The picture where you take and find. No life and no Christmas line. This one make them jack like the this palm wine. I for carry the check quick, make a sign.
Baby, I go love you, make you not worry. Yeah. Cause you love the flow all over me body. You know me wifey, and me are you husky. Baby, baby, baby. You know me chocolate, milk and me honey. And you go tell me mama, and you go tell me papa, and you go tell me family. Say I don't fair me diamond. And you go tell me pastor, and you go tell the police, and you go tell the military, and you tell them the fire gun. DNA, baby, the love is in my DNA. DNA, baby, baby, baby. DNA, baby, the love is in my DNA.
The picture where you take and find. No rival, no Christmas line. This one make them jack like them taste palm wine. I for carry the check quick, make a sign.
The picture where you take and find. No life and no Christmas line. This one make them jack like the this palm wine. I for carry the check quick, make a sign.
I've been searching for your love. go love you, make you know what he. Cause you love the flow all over me body. You know me wifey, and me and you all sleep. Baby.
Thank you for watching that video by Innocent Kuti. If you want to watch it more, you can follow him on YouTube. You can get to see all his video there, how great he's doing when it comes to music. Not just Sierra Leone music, he's representing Afrobeat. As you all see the video, I hope you guys like it. So Innocent, wow, congrats man, that video. I can see that video is a banger. Watching that video make me proud, you know, because it's a proper unique video. I like the setting, I like the style. And you say you do that video when you just step in the UK, but you don't look like it. How come the video is so unique?
I know, right?
So I want you to tell viewers a little bit about the word DNA. How do you put these things together? And for some reason the video end up being a banger, and the music ended up being a banger in Sierra Leone, and the video ended up having a lot of views on YouTube and everything. Thing that you just put together for the first time in the UK. So how do you do it?
Well, as I said earlier on, I've got my common touch, I've got my own people back in Sierra Leone, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I believe like whatever I put up to them, they're definitely going to accept it. Because DNA is the originality, like should I say the foundation of humanity, you know what I mean? Like if I said I'm from Sierra Leone, they just need to check my DNA. And they will know my roots, you know what I mean? Yeah. If somebody says, I'm the son of this, I'm the son of Mr. This, you know what I mean? Yeah. If they check my DNA and they check his DNA, if it matches, it means I'm actually the son of him, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if I come up with a song saying DNA, your love is in my DNA, it means from origin of creation, our love was actually in my DNA. I was created for her. I was specially designed for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's quite impressive. I must say, viewers definitely like that video because I don't doubt it because I love the video myself. I've watched it over and over, so I'm a big fan of that song anyway. So I can't wait. Viewers are not watching ShowBiz, but I want you to wait. We're gonna save the best for the last. Pray for Me is coming next. Trust me, you're not gonna know what's coming. That's the video that I think we're gonna create a difference between Sierra Leone artists that have been on the show. I'm bringing week after week, I'm trying to bring artists that can really get you off your seats regarding ShowBiz movement, not just an artist. And I'm bringing a movie star last week. I want to say thank you to you guys watching the show last week. I really appreciate the last week viewers was very high and the show was a banger. And I thank you very much for you guys. Please just like and share the page. Without you, ShowBiz is not going to go forward. I really appreciate the love and support. Without that, we're going to just make these artists come into the show, let their music go forward. The only way you can do that is by you watching, sharing the page, so they can know more about the musical industry. So I'm back to you, Innocent Kuti. So my next question to you now is like the musical setting in Sierra Leone. You've lived there for quite a while. You come to the UK and you're still connecting to your fans out there. But you know, like sometimes some artists come down to London after a couple of years. They lost their. I want to get to a different view of you. They lost their fan base and they lost their own networking. You understand? Mm-hmm. So and now you releasing a song like this in the UK, end up being a banger in Sierra Leone as well, and you still connecting with all these your fan base. What do you want to say to a fellow artist that live in the UK here? They're not connecting much to Sierra Leone music, to the back home, to the DJs and to the musical industry back home. So what advice do you want to give to them?
What I'm saying, like literally all them artists that actually left Sierra Leone, they've got their own reasons for them not to be connecting back to the people in Sierra Leone. You know what I mean? I'm not actually gonna get into details, but as for me, I'm a musician. That's what I do, and wherever I go, music is what I do. So if you're a musician like me, I think that's what you should do too. I know life is actually not easy. You needed to like sort of bills, you needed to like take care of people back home, but don't forget where you're from. But don't forget what makes people recognize that you are this person. You know what I mean? Wherever you go, don't forget your common touch, like where you from. This now for Salon people, I'm not following our ton fish. Let me come back to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're all trying very hard, you know, coming from a country wherein they only recognize what you do today and forget about what you've been doing like yesterday. But we should not give up to that. We should just hold on to what we are. We are musicians, you know what I mean? As the time gets tough, for people, we should be there to encourage them. Our songs is what they use to actually like build hope, you know what I mean? So if we're losing hope, it means we're actually letting the people lose hope on themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So our mission in this whole thing is like we're ambassadors of faith, ambassadors of hope. You know what I mean? And we're here to fly the banner high. Let's don't get tired.
Yeah,
it's not easy, I know. But let's don't forget where we're from. We're musicians from Sierra Leone and we're the voice of the people.
That's good. Yeah. Well, that's quite a good answer to the question, because it's quite emotional as well, because talking about flying flag high is quite there is no good feelings you can get than representing your country. That's one of the greatest feelings you can get, and proud of where you come from. As you can see, because since I started doing the show, I always put Sierra Leone. I will never do a show without talking about Sierra Leone. That's how proud I am. You know what I mean? So and I always try to, wherever I go, whatever community I go to, I always try to represent.
And today you're even winning me, because you've got the flag there.
I got two.
I forgot mine. Before we end the show, I think I needed one of them. I needed one of those. Man.
So it's just a thing where you just, as you said, you just have to be proud of where you come from, because it's quite important to get to know your roots. And like us, we're lucky enough to go and find out about our roots. You know, we know where we come from. So we just have to continue to represent.
You don't need to go through the process of doing it.
No,
because you know your originality already.
I don't need DNA.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, the show is superb. It's really superb.
Yeah,
seeing everything since I actually came. I'm like, yeah, this is what should be happening. Thanks, guys, man. Yeah.
Thank you very much, bro. Much appreciated. Yeah. So let's go back to the show, because I can see the show is getting heat right now.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go back to the music. So now, what's your favorite part of your career? That's what I want to know, because we've talked about challenge, things that you're facing. Now I want you to tell your fans out there, what the favorite part of your career in this musical industry? What do you like most to do?
Well, as we were talking earlier on, and I started making my very first hits like 20 years ago, but that was not like the most interesting part of the whole thing. The most interesting part of the whole thing is when I started empowering other artists.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, because it's biblical. I'm a Rasta man. I'm a biblical man. Bible says, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So when I was there, I started like grooming young artists, young talented artists. And that was like the most interesting part of it. Because presently in Sierra Leone, majority of the artists that are actually blowing were my breeds, you know what I mean? So I was preparing the music scene for the future.
Wow.
And me sitting down at this age, looking at them blowing, they are top of the charts every day. It makes me feel accomplished. I think that's the most interesting part of it.
Wow. That's good, that's good. That's what I'm talking about every day, week after week, you know, support each other.
Yeah.
You're there, you're empowered them now, you're there, and they're stepping up for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're blessed, bro, represent that, blessed, you know, that's good. So we no time to waste, we're gonna drop one of your favorites, so one of my favorites, so I don't know if your favorite, again, so which is Pray For Me. Viewers at home watching ShowBiz Movement, this guy that's sitting down here next to me, I'm telling you, is a hit maker, seriously. So we're gonna drop Pray For Me now. Okay. So I don't know if you wanna say just as such. Are you gonna say anything to viewers right now before I drop the song? Just a quick one.
Yeah. You know, Pray For Me is actually, when you listen to the song, it was done in Pidgin. You know what I mean? It was done in Nigerian Pidgin. Because it's about the originality, you know what I mean? I am innocent, Kuti, and most people will be asking,
Oh, you got Kuti.
Yeah, Sierra Leonean Kuti, you know what I mean? It was from my dad. My dad was from Nigeria and my mom is from Sierra Leone, but I was born in Sierra Leone. So I'm representing Sierra Leone.
And Nigeria as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the album that Pray For Me is inside is called Universal, man. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to use universal languages on that album so that I could connect universally. So Pray For Me is in Pidgin, there are other songs in Swahili, there are other songs in French.
Wow, that's nice.
You
So is it Pray For Me, you show your Nigerian roots?
Yeah. I started showing it Igwe 20 years ago when I started, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Because the most important thing, we're all Africans. It's actually proud for us to be Africans than being somebody else.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so me flying the flag of Sierra Leone makes me feel African, or makes me belong 100% to Africa. And Africa is Africa, and representing the Afrobeat.
Yeah. Okay, now we no time to waste. We're gonna drop Pray For Me now by Innocent Kuti, representing Sierra Leone / Nigeria in the building. So thank you very much. Can you drop Pray For Me, please?
Fela Kuti dey so.
Innocent, money making machine, worldwide.
Oh yeah, pray for me, Mama pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, Papa pray for me. Oluwa guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. Oluwa bless me as I am taking this journey. The road to success not be something we funny. Sometimes you go day level, sometimes you go stormy. Lord, I depend on you to prepare a table before me. Baba, take me away from this wilderness. Protect me from the things them where you be said that they give man stress. This year my life no sweet, I'm tired with this bitterness. I must make this money, I beg you Baba, make you give access. Oh yeah, pray for me, Mama pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, Papa pray for me. Oluwa guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. As I am going out, Baba please bless my hustle. Give me the courage to move on, strengthen my muscle. As you dey see me so, you don't tell where I dey struggle. My own portion of blessing, I beg make you give me a double. Baba take me away from this wilderness. Protect me from the things them where you be said that they give man stress. This year my life no sweet, I'm tired with this bitterness. I must make this money, I beg you Baba, make you give access. Oh yeah, pray for me, Mama pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, Papa pray for me. Oluwa guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. Oluwa bless me as I am taking this journey. The road to success not be something we funny. Sometimes you got
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's pray, man.
I tell you, bro. I tell you.
We're in the jungle.
Yeah, real jungle, man.
You know, one thing I like that song relate to everybody, you know. You know, Innocence. That is a banger, seriously. So pray for me. Now let's go to the song. How did you come about doing it? That's a very, very important song and it means a lot. Someone listen to it and trust me, they can't get over it. So how did you come about to do the song?
Yeah, we're living in the western part of the world, yeah? And our parents or our family members or our friends back in Africa, they think everything is like a platter of gold, you know what I mean? And Pray For Me is actually interpreting that life is not like 100% as you think. It's actually better, but you need to get up very early in the morning to go and find the money. You've got to pay bills, and you've got to go through a whole lot of stuff to survive. And you yourself need to survive, and you have your friends and your families that are actually open onto you in Africa, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what our people back there needed to do is just to pray for us. Because it's not really easy, you know what I mean? You have to wake up in the cold, you have to be on the train for 1 or 2 hours, you know what I mean? To actually go and get to work so that you could support your family back home. So we really need their prayers, and at the end of the day, that's how Pray For Me comes about.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can say it's right, because every day and night you wake up, you must tell your mom back home, or your dad back home, your sister, your brother, whoever you got closer to, not just back home here. Tell them to pray for you, because at the end of the day, we live in a country where everybody have to understand what exactly the consequences are about. It's about prayer. So I relate to that song a lot, and everyone watching ShowBiz, I believe, relate to that song as well. So I must say the song is a banger. So I'm really impressed. I love the song anyway, and I believe my viewers would love it as well.
Yeah, the song is doing well. It's actually #1 in all major TV in Sierra Leone, and on all major CDs, you know, the CD vendors. It's #1 in all of them, you know what I mean?
Wow, that's good.
So I think we need to thank God for that.
That's good. We should thank God for that. So that's let's leave the song now. Now that's Innocent Kuti song is gonna be there. So I want you to tell viewers where can they get these songs and where can they find you, Instagram, Facebook. I want you to tell your viewers now and let them know.
Okay, on Instagram you could get me at official_innocent_Kuti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on Facebook you could get me on Innocent Kuti. You know what I mean? And on YouTube too, you could get me on Innocent Salon Music. Yeah.
I like the YouTube one. I like the YouTube one.
You know, there's always a connection, bro.
Okay, that's one. Number 2. I wanna, before you go, you just mentioned about you empowering youth, young artists coming up in Sierra Leone, and let them representing you and representing Sierra Leone as well, and they're doing great. And before you go, I want you to just I want to ask you just a question regarding artists, all Sierra Leone artists, all living in Sierra Leone, living all over the world, wherever they are right now. What advice you want to give to them to represent Sierra Leone, how Sierra Leone music is gonna get to the map compared to other African countries?
Well, what I'm saying is like they should always believe in what they're doing, you know what I mean? They are musicians, and their goal in this world is to actually like put out the message to the people, you know what I mean? No matter what they have to like face, they should just be strong, they should just believe in their craft, and they should believe in the biblical term that says a man's talent maketh room for him, you know what I mean? They should believe that music is what they're gonna like make it through, and they should just cling on to it, and nothing should actually discourage them about it. You know, we're flying Africa, we're flying Sierra Leone, and together we're flying Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they should put it. And that they should be ready to be in the competition to fly the banner high.
That's good. That's a good one. Next question I want to ask you: what Innocent fans, what are they expecting for this year? Any shows, any performances, both home and abroad? So what the fans are expecting from you before the year end?
Okay, this August 17, I'll be definitely attending the I'll be performing in Holland.
Wow.
Yes, in Indoven, you know what I mean? So Leonas should just go there, all the fans should just go there and be part of it.
Wow.
And of course, November 15 in Sierra Leone, I'm launching the Innocent Foundation, and I'm celebrating 20 years of making hits in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in Hotel 510. They should just go there and they should be part of it. It's gonna be unique and it's gonna be a never to be forgotten incident, an event that is gonna happen.
Wow. That's,
Yeah.
That's Indoven and Sierra Leone November when?
November 15 in Sierra Leone.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good. So it's gonna be. It's like you're very busy, though.
Very, very busy. Yeah, man. Those are like the major dates because in Sierra Leone I'll be having like 25 to 30 shows. They're gonna be in the provinces and all. But those are the ones that I'm gonna announce now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Regarding support, you support artists. What about support in England, like young Sierra Leone artists living in the UK? So have you showed them any support as well? Because at the end of the day, your aim is to represent Sierra Leone, not just represent Sierra Leone in Sierra Leone. Just coming to England, you're helping artists. So what are you doing here for Sierra Leone artists that are here as well, that come to you for advice? What support are you giving to them?
Actually, support is like part of me. You know what I mean? Of course, studio in Sierra Leone. Every artist that went there to record is free. And it's the same thing that is happening here too. I've got a studio here. When I actually moved to this country, I set up a studio. It's professional. If you're a Sierra Leonean artist, just link me up. I've been recording for a whole lot of them and it has been free of charge, you know what I mean? Because that's how I feel like I could support them, you know what I mean? All them young ones, they are the future. Maybe they're gonna like fly the banner we're not able to like take it to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So if you got my contacts, you know, you got my Facebook, you've got my WhatsApp, just message me and your session is there.
Wow.
I've been recording for all of them, you know, the ones that I've recorded for could attest to that already. And it's open to more and more artists that wanted to come and record. The empire is there, you know what I mean, and it's for Sierra Leone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I must say are quite impressive. Before we go, I got a few shout out to give. Do you wanna give a shout out to anybody, your fans, or you're gonna? I know if you're gonna call names, it's gonna be a big. So, you're gonna big up anybody out there that you think that have supported you since you come to the UK or since back home. You can give a few shout out right now to the mic there to people that you think.
Yeah. I'm not actually gonna be specific because you know what I mean.
You're gonna be own names.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, all of you that has been supporting me, you know what I mean. All of you that has actually believed in my dream, my family, especially my friends, you know what I mean. The young artists, the DJs, the promoters, and special one, very very special one to my haters. I love you, man, because you inspire me to work more. It's your boy Innocent Kuti. Enough respect to Heritage TV, I don't know. You already know say big things are going, yeah, so I already see me.
Wow, that's a good one, man. Thank you very much. So I got a few shout out to go. We got the 6th of September, Club Nollywood. We got Dizzy Links, one of Sierra Leone's youngest artists as well. It's gonna first time in the UK, Club Nollywood. And I got another big surprise again as well. One legend again is gonna be here next week, Succulent. On the 13th of August, 16th of August, which is gonna be next Friday. It's gonna be Afro Art. They're gonna be here. They're gonna bring him live. He's gonna be here with me live on ShowBiz movement. Succulent. He's gonna be here representing Sierra Leone music again. Another legend. And on the 13th of September again, another Sierra Leone legend is around in London. Steady Bongo will be live.
Hey. Steady Bongo. You know what I mean? He's like, you know what, actually came, he's my own godfather when it comes to Sierra Leone music.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, he learns me a whole lot when it comes to touring in the provinces.
Wow.
When it comes to relating the message to the people.
Wow, you know,
Enough respect, yo.
I met him yesterday. I can't wait to interview him. He's my legend. It's my mom's. It's one of my mom's.
I'm 20 years and he's like 45 years in the industry and he's still living. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a whole lot of things going on in the show this month. You know, it's gonna be a big artist, hit after hit. They're gonna be there, sitting down next to me here, interview all of them. So don't forget, my next week's show is gonna be Succulent in the building. That Tumba. You know, it's gonna be here live talking about. It's gonna be performing live on the 16th, which is Friday.
We're gonna be here performing live. So with no time to waste, for me and my beautiful guest now, Innocent Kuti, all the way